Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons why a narcissist may never come back. And you need to be aware of this because a lot of people think, oh, the narcissist will be back, they'll be back. Most do come back, okay? That I will tell you. Most do come back. But I'm going to give you 5 reasons why a narcissist may never come back, okay? In some instances, you may have a narcissist who just may never, ever come back to you. So I'm going to get into why they won't come back, all right? Now, keep in mind also, just because you haven't heard from the narcissist, it may be a couple weeks, it may be a couple months, it may be a year. It doesn't necessarily mean that narcissist won't ever come back, okay? They can come back years down the line. And I've actually had that happen to me where I had a narcissist come back over 10 years, So anything is possible. Keep that in mind. Anything is possible. But there are some rare instances where narcissists won't come back. And I'm going to give you those 5 reasons why they would never, ever come back. Number 1, they have plenty of supply. When you deal with a narcissist who has a lot of supply, who could get a lot of people, all right, or has a lot of supply around themselves, they're not going to need you, all right? A narcissist is going to come back when they generally need you, when they're not doing good. That's when the narcissist hoovers you. When they're not doing well, or when they're bored with the new supply, then all of a sudden, ding-a-ling-a-ling, it's the narcissist, or they're texting you from another number, or they're reaching out to you, with a friend request on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. But if they have plenty of supply and they're being fed by somebody else, then they're not going to need you, all right? So you may not hear from a narcissist who has a lot of supply for a very long time. I mean, a very, very long time. That's the narcissist that possibly wouldn't come back for years. Because you never know what's going on in a narcissist's life, all right? And when they're not doing good, that's when you hear from the narcissist. When they're doing okay, then you won't hear from that narcissist. That's just the way it goes, you guys. So, you have to look at the narcissist that you dealt with. If they were somebody, let's say, somebody who could get a lot of supply, maybe they were very good looking, they could get a lot of supply, or they had things to offer somebody, money or something like that to try to buy people, and they can get a lot of supply, they're not necessarily going to come back, all right? So that's one big reason why a narcissist would never, ever come back. But it doesn't mean down the road and they couldn't, okay? Next reason why a narcissist would never come back, and this is the big one. Their pride, all right? Narcissists are filled with pride. They never, ever want to bow down to you. They never, ever want to go begging to you. If a narcissist, comes back and they're like begging and they're trying to love bomb you again and everything like that, then you are a good supply to a narcissist. You have something that they can't get easily anywhere else. So a narcissist, though, who, like I said, who's doing okay, surviving out there, and, maybe they just really, really hate you and they don't ever want to give you that satisfaction of coming back. And their pride will keep them from coming back. Because they don't want to give you the satisfaction of coming back to you, all right? They don't want to look like they're giving in to you. That's why a lot of times narcissists will do things to try to provoke a reaction out of you so that you reach out to them, okay? Like they might post something on social media, a subliminal message or something that's pointed or directed at you to get you angry so that you reach out to them, all right? That's why maybe, they'll send a message on your birthday, like happy birthday, and you don't know who it's from. It's from a number you've never seen before because they want to plant that seed in your mind in hoping that you reach out to them. That's something that they could do as well. Like I mentioned in my other podcast, to contact you, but not show you it's them. But it's them by what they say in the message, but you can't prove that it's them, and you reach out to them. See, a lot of narcissists are filled with pride, and they want you to reach out to them. So they'll do little things like maybe say something on social media indirectly about you because they figure you're watching, right? Or they'll use other people to speak for them or something like that. Like they'll have a flying monkey contact you and start asking you, oh, how you been, or something like that. And they won't bring up the narcissist, but it's the narcissist who's putting them up to it. That's a narcissist who maybe doesn't want to come back because of their pride, but they want to know what's going on in your life. So pride is definitely a reason why a narcissist would never come back, okay? And sometimes, even in families, even when you have like a narcissistic mother or a narcissistic father, a lot of times they will leave their children for dead because of their pride, because of they feel, the child needs to come back. I'm the parent. They have the attitude, I'm the parent, and they want the child to come back begging, all right? They may give them the silent treatment. They may write them off, but they want the child begging, and they're not about to give that child the satisfaction of coming back because they have that attitude. I'm the parent. I'm always right. And you need to apologize to me, even if you are right. Okay? So that's the way it goes. Their pride would be a reason why they would never, ever come back. All right? What's another reason why a narcissist would never come back? Because they know you're too strong. And they know that you can't be manipulated. The narcissist now knows that you are not an easy mark. So narcissists never want to put their energy into something where they don't get a return. They always want to know that they're going to get a return. Everything is transactional with a narcissist, which means that if they're going to put something into you, if they're going to put their time, their energy, their love bombing into you, you better be able to offer them something good, all right? But if you're too strong, that narcissist is going to, and you have strong boundaries, that narcissist is not going to want to deal with that. They may say, oh, this is a waste of time because I'm not going to go anywhere with this person, Their boundaries are too strong. They're too, they put too, in their eyes, they look at you as too controlling. You're always questioning them on everything. And they may just not want to deal with that, all right? They may not want to answer to you or have to live by your rules. And that might be another reason why they would never come back, because you're too strong and they can't get away with what they want to get away with you, all right? What's another reason why narcissists would never come back is that you see right through them, okay? Narcissists can't get anywhere when you see through them. That's why I tell you guys, once you know the game, that narcissist is dead in the water. You know why the narcissist was able to do what they did to you? Because you didn't know their game, okay? You didn't know their game. But if you knew that narcissist game, guarantee that narcissist wouldn't have got anywhere with you, okay? You would have seen right through them from the beginning, all right? But you didn't know the game. You didn't know the game they were playing. You didn't even realize you were in a game, okay? You thought that this person was authentic. You didn't know they were playing mind games with you. You didn't know they were a user, all right? So once they know that you could see right through them, you know what gaslighting is, you know when they're lying, you know that, they're not authentic, you're not going to trust them because you could see through them. That would be a reason why a narcissist would not come back, all right? Because what are they going to do? You see through them, right? So nothing they do is going to work on you, all right? And you guys, last reason why a narcissist may never come back is that you were never a main supply from the beginning. You were a backup supply, all right? So when you're a backup supply to a narcissist, you are low value. Sorry to tell you, but this is the way it is with the narcissist. You are considered low value to the narcissist because you're a backup supply, because they never really needed you. because they had these other options that worked out better for them. So they're not going to, a lot of times they don't come back to somebody who was a backup supply. They'll come back to somebody who was, a main supply that they broke up with. Maybe something happened and they cheated on that main supply, but that main supply offered something good to the narcissist. Maybe they offered them a place to stay. Maybe they were giving them money. Maybe they were giving them plenty of sex. Maybe they were a young supply. That would be, to the narcissist, what they consider grade A supply. And that might be a supply that a narcissist would come back to. All right. Whereas you may just be somebody that was just one of the options of the narcissist that they kept on the side, and they started with you, made you think that they were all into you, but they were juggling other options at the same time. All right. And you were not that valuable to them as maybe another supply who could have been offering them money, right? Maybe another supply was offering them money and you weren't offering them money, or another supply, maybe it was, another supply was younger or something, and the narcissist loves younger, right? And so they compare, the two, and they always go with the younger supply. That's why a lot of narcissists will, be married to somebody and leave them for a younger supply, all right? Because again, I talked about this in my other podcast. They love young. They love young. They love fresh. It makes them feel young. They feel it makes their image feel young. Narcissists are terrified of looking old or getting old, all right? And they also like things that are young, fresh. They like to be able to manipulate somebody younger. If they do go for an older supply, it's usually because they're going for the older supply for either money, or they think older supply, if it's the other way around, they think older supply, they could get easy sex. That older supply, let's say it's a younger guy with an older woman. He may go with an older woman because maybe he feels she's desperate. He can get sex out of her a lot easier than maybe somebody else because she's older. This is what they think, okay? Or they go with the older supply because they're looking for money. But in any event, the reason that a narcissist may never come back is because you may have been the backup supply. You didn't even realize you were the backup supply. And they never really valued you because they had the main supply. And you were not what they, put at the top of their list. So they're not going to, the only time they would come back, now that I'm thinking about this, the only time they would come back to a backup supply is if they were really, really desperate. They were really desperate, like they were hitting the wall. If that narcissist was like having a narcissistic collapse where nobody wanted to be bothered with them, everybody like abandoned them and everything like that, that's a situation where a narcissist would come back to a backup supply because now they're struggling. They're trying to scavenge around to get anybody that they can, so they'll contact you. All right. That's when the narcissist is really not doing well, is when they contact a backup supply and they try to, hit you up and ask you how you been, this and that, or then they start to love bomb you. Oh, I really care about you. They're going to tell you the exact opposite of what they feel. They don't care about you, but they're going to tell you exactly, what you want to hear. And they're going to tell you the opposite of actually what they do feel. So you guys, these are all the reasons that a narcissist would never come back. But here's what I have to say to all about this, all right? When you come out of a relationship with a narcissist, it hurts, okay? Nobody's going to say it doesn't hurt. You're going to be in a big fog when you come out. It's going to be like, what the hell just happened here? What the hell just happened? All right? You're not even going to realize what happened. You thought this person really cared about you. You thought this person really loved you. And you got blindsided. You really, really got blindsided. And that's what really hurts. And that's why you sit there and you reminisce and you say to yourself, maybe they'll come back. Maybe it could work out. Maybe I could have something that I had in the beginning. But what you have to realize is that you're never going to have what you had in the beginning with the person that you thought you had in the beginning, because that person didn't exist. The narcissist is a master manipulator. Listen to me when I tell you, I've dealt with narcissists all over the place, okay? Believe me when I tell you, you guys, I could tell you stories that would make your head spin, all right? But I don't really get into a lot of the personal stuff for a couple of reasons. Number one, I know that I'm being stalked and I have narcissists that watch me. Number two, they're long drawn out stories and everything. But I will tell you that, narcissists, a lot of times they come back, but every once in a while they don't come back. All right. So the thing is this, you don't want the narcissist to come back. When the narcissist doesn't come back, you are winning. Okay, you are winning. In case you haven't realized it, if that narcissist didn't come back, then they recognize it's one of two reasons. Either A, they don't need you, or they recognize you're strong. And in which case, give yourself a good pat on the back and say, I'm glad that, that narcissist sees that they can't play with me. All right. That's probably why I haven't heard from them, because they know they're not going to get anywhere with me. All right. So let's recap. The 5 reasons why narcissists would never, ever, ever come back. They got plenty of supply. They don't need you. Number 2, their pride. They're not going to give in to you and come back begging you. All right. Because the narcissist, you're supposed to beg the narcissist in their eyes. All right. Number 3, they know you're too strong and you can't be manipulated. Give yourself a pat on the back for that. Number 4, they know that you see right through them, or you now know the game. When the narcissist knows that you know the game, they're going to run. Okay? Period. Dot. End of story. When that narcissist knows you know the game, you're not going to hear from the narcissist. They're going to run. All right? And last reason, you are the backup supply, so they never needed you from the get-go. And most likely, you won't hear from that narcissist because you were not the grade A supply that they really wanted, all right? It's just a sad reality. But then again, think about this. Who's the narcissist? Well, the reality is, take a look at the narcissist. Half the time, you look back on the relationship with the narcissist and you say to yourself, how could I ever have given this person the time of day? Because you realize that the narcissist was beneath you. They were beneath you, all right? They were beneath you. Trust me when I tell you, if that narcissist was after you, you had something, okay? You had something, which means that the narcissist was beneath you, okay? Keep that in mind. The narcissist was beneath you, all right? So never, ever mourn the narcissist, you guys. Be thankful. You are winning if that narcissist never comes back. But also, caveat to all of this, just because you haven't heard from the narcissist in a year does not mean that narcissist will never, ever come back, because narcissists can shock you, all right? But refocus your brain, focus in on your new life, and stop looking back on your old life, okay? Don't look back. We're not going that way, all right? We're looking forward to the new people in our lives that are not going to disrespect us the way that narcissist did, all right? I hope this helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time, you guys, so you have to book ahead. If you're confused, you don't know if you're dealing with a narcissist, what kind of narcissist, you don't know how to handle this person, and you need clarity and advice, check out that one-on-one phone coaching link in the bio. Okay, check out my TikTok at The Game Exposed, and YouTube has over 6,000 videos. I have so much on YouTube, you guys. I'm running out of things to put out there because I feel like I've covered pretty much almost everything, all right? I really laid it down over on YouTube, the Discord, everything. So check it out at The Game Exposed Podcast on YouTube. Instagram is The Game EXP123, and Facebook for now is the game EXP777. I'm always having issues with Facebook, okay? And I can explain in another podcast, but that's where I am for now, all right? And have a great day.